discuss invoice received from railroad company.
So, taking notes. So we received, and Sean can speak a little bit more to this, but I wrote a brief memo on it. We received an invoice from the railroad company for the, as we spoke about at a previous meeting, for the flagging that had to occur during the Patterson Road slide repair. Additionally, because they had to clean dirt out of their right-of-way so that they could keep using the railroad as a railroad, they billed us an additional $7,000 for that cleanup and the contractor they had to get to do that. Just because this, and we asked them, they told us, Sean and I, that via email. We told them that we need an invoice, like outlining exactly what this was for, and just wanted to bring it up to the board again because I know that it was a conversation that we had. They did end up giving us a reduced rate of the flagging fee to help us out and help offset that, so that was very much appreciated. Their justification was that it was the township's road that slid, and it's tough to fight the railroad when it comes to these things, but I just didn't want anybody to be surprised when this came up for the next bill pay that there was this additional charge, and wanted you guys to have the opportunity to discuss it or ask questions to Sean, who dealt most directly with them, if you had any.
To be clear, they weren't that it was water that come from our road, it was, they claimed our catch basin failed, causing the debris and so forth to come off of our road into their right of way.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, it was because of our water on our road came onto their, causing a slide. So, what made them think that it was a failed box inlet?
Well,
You know?
the railroad was on site, so they probably saw that box when we pulled it out. That's definitely a contributing factor in my opinion. There's a couple things that were going on out there, but yeah, I'd say that box is a good one. The fill soils was poor in that area. Additionally, the concrete that went into that pipe, it seemed like water was piping underneath the concrete pipe too. So there was a couple of things that, yeah, but I mean, I don't disagree with them that, if that, the slide didn't occur, that they wouldn't need to be charging us, and we took on the slide fix and we didn't have any reason to say Patterson slid, so the railroad should pay for it. Additionally, I thought they were actually going to charge us higher than that. If you look at one of my previous engineers' report, I think I estimated probably around $10,000 to $12,000 of fees from the railroad. They ended up charging us for 6 days and 8-hour days. A couple of times we went over 8-hour days. We were also out there working more than 6 days. So altogether, I think they cut us a deal. Additionally, they also gave us a flagging discount, so it was only charged at cost. So.
Thank you.
Any thoughts on the railroad bill? I mean, is this something we could pay monthly, small payments?
What's the amount?
The total's $87.73.
And you believe it's up? And you believe it's reasonable?
Sure. Yeah, they told us beforehand that there's going to be flagging fees as well as damages. So.
I have a comment on it. We knew that they were gonna charge us. To say it's the road or the inlet caused it, you can't say that. The ground underneath and below the inlet could have gave away first and pulled the inlet off. I'm not saying we should challenge it in court. Terry brought that up to me. It's not established that the township right away caused this problem, because the slide isn't even on their side. I appreciate the $4,000 discount. I think we should send them a soft letter saying it has not been identified that it is the township's problem, liability problem. We're only asking, can you give us any additional relief on it? If they could, great. If they can't, I don't think we should fight it legally, but I think it's worth a letter.
Kind of
It
like
is true,
Railroad
that
Street.
was one of our better roads, we thought, as it was put in by the Turnpike Commission. I remember when 43 went through, we discussed that. So the state put that road in, and, you know, our engineers didn't necessarily say, like, yep, it was our inlet box, like, that wasn't the case, so if you, the board would like me to write a letter and just ask, like, hey, we didn't determine that this inlet box was, you know, our fault,
And just say, in light of that, we reconsider the invoice issued to the township.
Any help would be appreciated.
We're not thinking it's a great idea.
Okay.
I have one question, on my invoice I got, so it has like paid check numbers on the top. Is that, so one company, like, it has, my invoice that I got sent to me has like check number 30824753122, like, so these were paid.
The paper with the check and that came from the railroad, so think most likely what happened was railroad paid their subcontractor.
That's what I was
And
asking,
then
because I
the-
can't tell here, like, what those.
that's not our
It's
check.
not common for the township to put that on the bill.
Yeah, they ended up paying their subcontractor, it looks like $22,400, and they wanted us to cover about a third of that, the bill.
Okay. Thanks, I just never saw that before.
Okay, number 9, discuss DGLDR grant